Can one truly escape the chains of a life they were born into? Allow me to introduce you to James, a young freshman from the trenches of West Philadelphia. His tale is one of struggle, survival, and ultimately, transformation. In the heart of West Philadelphia, two gangs reigned supreme, the 41 and the 54. James, along with his friends, Leroy, Tyrone, and DeMarcus, were the top shooters of the 41, locked in an endless feud with Eric Martin, Stephen, and Tyrese, from the rival gang, the 54. Their rivalry, once confined to schoolyard tussles, escalated into a full-blown war when Eric killed James's uncle Sammy. James, driven by vengeance, retaliated by eliminating Clyde, Bonnie Amir, Marcus, Quan, Daquan, and Derek from the 54. This cycle of violence seemed unending, a perpetual dance of death. But then, something shifted. Two girls, Chloe and Kayla, stepped into the world of James, a boy etched by the streets. Intrigued by his resilience, they asked him, "Why are you in the streets?" His answer was simple, yet powerful. "I do it because I have to do it. I do it." A profound discussion unfolded one evening, under the dim glow of the city lights. Chloe, with a tear-streaked face, implored, "James, don't you yearn for a different life? A life beyond the confines of these harsh streets?" Hearing this, chimed in, "We're all a product of our choices, James. Some we celebrate, others we regret. Yet the power to change, to make better decisions, is what truly matters. We're here because we believe in you and want to help you reshape your destiny." James' gaze locked on the distant horizon, responded with a deep, sorrowful sigh. "I never wished for this. I never selected this. Yet at times life doesn't offer an alternative, does it? At times, you are the one chosen by the streets." Despite their earnest attempts to steer him away from his perilous journey, the efforts of Chloe and Kayla appeared in vain. James was deeply interwoven with the streets, trapped in a life he felt forced to endure. They tried to pull him away from the treacherous path he was treading, but their efforts seemed futile. James was deeply entwined with the streets, ensnared by a life he felt he had no choice but to live. One fateful day, as James was returning home from school, the familiar path he tread every day took an unexpected turn. There was an eerie calmness in the air, and an unsettling silence, punctuated only by the distant hum of an approaching engine. Unbeknownst to him, danger lurked in the shadows, patiently waiting to pounce. A black car, as dark as the night itself, began to slowly creep up on him. The car's engine was a low growl, and it prowled closer, its ominous presence looming over the young boy. From the shadows emerged Eric, a face from the past, a ghost from his nightmares. He was a menacing figure, his cold devoid of any humanity. In his hand, he held a gun, its gleaming surface a harsh contrast to the dark world they inhabited. Before James could comprehend what was happening, Eric raised his weapon, firing 10 shots with brutal precision. The sound echoed through silent streets, shattering the calm like a thunderclap. James fell, the impact hard and swift. He was bloodied and broken, his body martyred in the cruel hands of destiny. But fate had other plans. As by angels, Chloe and Kayla appeared, their faces stricken with fear. Without wasting a second, they rushed to his side, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. Gathering their courage, they scooped up James, and with a desperate haste rushed him to the hospital, every second counting in the race against death. The frantic ended in a sterile white hospital room, a stark contrast to the chaotic streets they had just left. Amid the blinding lights and the medicinal smell, something stirred within James. It was in this lifeless room that he experienced a revelation. He realized that the streets, the life he had known and loved, were not for him. By the end of the year, James, Chloe, and Kayla were living together in a 3-bedroom house on the other side of Philadelphia, far away from the violence and chaos. They had become a family. And then, a twist in the tale. Kayla was pregnant. Will James be able to leave his past behind and embrace a new life? Or will the ghosts of his past come back to haunt him? The answers to these questions will be revealed in the next chapter of his life. But for now, we leave you with this. Every choice we make shapes our destiny. James chose to change. What will you choose?